It is Saturday, and on Tuesday night, I am playing a show with my old friend Andrew Peterson. We are going to do his record, The Far Country, the 20th anniversary of The Far Country live. We're going to do the whole record straight through to celebrate that record, which is fun because we actually made that album down here in my basement, this studio, which looked a lot different. But we made it down here 20 years ago. And so it's been really fun to spend the last week kind of relearning these songs. And it's been a long time since I've heard a lot of these songs. A few of them I've played with him over the years, but some I probably have not played since we made them 20 years ago. And so it's been fun to kind of relearn the parts and go, what did we do there? Oh yeah, it was this thing. Oh yeah, it was that. I don't have most of those guitars anymore. There's one or two that I don't know. The only guitar I still have from that era is my Les Paul, which I'm not going to play. But there's a Strat, there's a Tele, there's a hollow body. I'll use those. There's actually a lot of baritone on the record, which I didn't have back then, but we had borrowed this little lipstick Dan Electro from my buddy Russ and just tuned it way down and treated it like a baritone because I wished I had a baritone. And now I have one. Actually, I have two right now. I've got one for sale if anybody wants to buy one, but this is the one that I'm using these days, is Orange Wood. That is gorgeous. I'm stoked to play that. It sounds incredible. But I thought I'd share with you something that I have learned about how to rehearse for shows like this, or really how to rehearse for anything. But these days I end up doing a lot of shows like this sometimes where you have to learn a very specific set and you're going to play it maybe once, maybe you're going to play it, go on tour and play for a couple weeks with an artist, and you've got a set list you've got to learn, or you're just going to play a night where you've got, we're going to play one set, this one album, and we're going to play these songs one time, but they have to be really dialed in. And that takes a lot of work. It takes a lot more rehearsal on your own than you would expect. And so I used to, there's so many different ways that I used to practice for this kind of thing. I would, I'd make charts, or I'd try to get charts from somebody else, or I'd wait until the last minute and then just take, the day before that show and just cram and just play, try to learn every song note for note for like the whole day beforehand and just sweat it out. And inevitably, I would be fumbling through these songs the day of the performance. And it was always just a struggle for me. And then I heard something on, I think it was like a podcast on NPR, like an NPR, I know it was NPR, something on the radio. They were talking to, I think, a violinist, and it wasn't about violin at all. It was about memory. It was this art, it was this story about memory and how our brains work. And they had done this study where they'd taken two violinists, and they'd given them the same piece of music. And maybe it was a group of violinists. I don't know. I shouldn't be giving these statistics. But the idea was, there's my dehumidifier, which turns on, and it's really loud. Okay. But they had these two groups or whatever of violinists, and they would give some this piece of music, and they would have them cram like I did the day before, and then they would have them the day of, they would have them cram and practice it for 6 hours or something, and then play it, and then judge them on their accuracy. And then the other group, they would have them play it through one time a night for like 4 or 5 nights, and that's it. They didn't practice near as much, but one time a night, 4 or 5 nights, and then perform it and judge them on their accuracy. And the people who did it one time a night over that longer period of time all did consistently way better. And the thinking is that if you practice something over a longer period of time, particularly at night before you go to bed, what you're doing is you're putting something in your mind in a place where your mind then stores it while you sleep, moves it from like your active memory into your instinct. And you then when you're playing the songs, you're not playing out of your active memory. You're going, okay, what's the thing? I've got to remember this. Oh yeah, there's this thing. Oh, there's this thing. Oh, there's this thing. You're going, oh yeah, it's this. I just know it. You just know it. It's your instinct. And so I tried that. I started doing that with, I can't remember, there's some art. I think when I started playing, I think I learned this right before I went on tour with Stephen Curtis Chapman for the first time. And the way I practiced for his tour was different than I'd done with anybody else, where I started doing two things. One, I would just go for a run or a walk, and I would just listen to the set, and I just put it on Spotify or whatever, and would just listen to it, and not try to, and not actively, just kind of have it on in the background, and just kind of get familiar with the songs in a passive way. And then I would then come down here and just play through the set once a night, and I not worrying about getting it correct. And that's a big key, not worrying about getting it correct. Just play through it. And I realized a week in, I knew the songs way better than if I had crammed for it. And so that's what I do now. So I've got this Andrew show on Tuesday night. And so starting, it's Saturday now, I think starting about Monday or Tuesday earlier this week, I've been coming down here, and once a night I just pull up the record and put on Spotify, and I just hit play, and I just play through the songs. And I kind of, and I'll stop too. If there's a song where we get to a section and I'm like, wait, what did I do there? Or figuring out which part I want to play, because there's, a lot of different guitars in a lot of these places, and I have to figure out which part I'm going to play of the 4 guitars happening, or am I going to try to, combine the parts or whatever. So I'll stop it and kind of figure it out. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. All right, go back, play it through. But kind of put it on my mind. All right, map out the part. This is the part, and then but just go from top to bottom, not worrying though about getting every little note right. Just, hey, I played it through, and then next night I come down and play it through again. The next night I come down, play it through again. Maybe I'll swap guitars. I'll try it. Tonight I'll play this song on a Strat. Then the next night I'll play the song on the Tele. Try to figure out which guitar is the right guitar for that song. Try some different effects, and try to dial it in. Now I'm at the point where I feel like I'm playing the songs just fine. So I'm starting to work on the harmonies and kind of sing along. And which that'll be a trick, because there's a ton of harmonies on this record, and there's also a big band, and so I think we're all going to show up, and we're all going to be randomly singing different harmonies, and nobody's probably going to know which harmony we're going to be supposed to be singing. So it's just going to be a big choir practice of me going like, no, 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 you sing this, no, you sing this, no, you sing this. And that's probably what our rehearsal is mostly going to be. But it's going to be fun. That's going to be super fun. But that's how I rehearse these days, and it has been so productive, and it takes so much stress off of me, because I don't have to. You don't have to carry this burden of like getting it right immediately. You just play it through the first night, and you're going to be bad. It's not. You don't even worry about it. Third night, you're going to be bad, but not as bad as you were the first night. But you're getting better, and I've just learned that by the 5th or 6th time you do it, you've got the songs down. Now you're figuring out fingerings and voicings, and you know what? Maybe I should try this. Maybe I should try this. You're getting to be creative within the song, because you now know the song in your instinct, in your gut. You know how it goes. I don't need a chart. I don't need a lot of notes. I might need a little sheet that tells me what key it's in, because I can't always remember what key it's in. But that's part of that's because I also am just listening to it as I drive around, or just to get the songs, keep them going in my head. And I've got 3 or 4 different shows that I'm prepping for right now. Andrews is the one that's upcoming, but there are a couple other shows afterwards where I'm playing with other artists. So I've got a Melanie Penn record that's also playing in the car, and there are a couple other shows that are just kind of in the rotation. So, but I'll practice Andrew's show, and then after we play his, then I'll practice Melanie's. After we play Melanie's, I'll practice whatever the next one is, and that's really fun too, to just always kind of have some songs, you know, that you're working on. But I don't know if you struggle with how to practice, but man, I'll tell you, this has helped me so much, just taking the pressure off, and it's just fun. It's fun to come down and just play guitar a little bit every night, and not be so stressed, you know, but just have fun and just play. And The Far Country is a really fun guitar record. It really, really is. You get songs like this. Woo! Not gonna stress about it. I got a couple more days. Yeah, it's fun. So yeah, that's how I rehearse for shows, and it's been helpful. Hope it's helpful for you. All right, Saturday, I've got some stuff to work on in the old writing world, Substack, some other projects. So I'm gonna get to work, and hope you guys are doing well. And if you're coming to the show, say hello. I hope you have a great time. It's gonna be awesome. All right, talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.